Let me tell you more about Watchfield. We're showering Watchfield and Shrivenham with love this morning as part of our big tour.
This is the big tour of Oxfordshire. All this week in Shrivenham and Watchfield.
BBC Radio Oxford.
Oxfordshire's radio station.
And Lily Mitchell was in Shrivenham on Saturday at the launch of the fifth week of the big tour. She went to a place in St Andrew's Church that not a lot of people get to see.
Now, I'm just coiling clockwise round this very claustrophobic stone staircase, holding tightly onto the rope to my left. I can only fit my tips of my toes on the staircase, but I should emerge into the ringing chamber of St Andrew's Church. Good morning, bell ringers. Hello. Hello, hello. So this is the ringing chamber. This is probably about 14 foot square and maybe just as high. Up to shoulder height, we've got some wooden panels, and then there's some painted stonework. We've got lots of, in fact, we've got north, south, east and west, because as you coil round the stone staircase, you lose the whole sense of direction. I'm joined by Tony Crabtree, who is Tower Captain. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Very
Welcome
good.
to Shrivenham Tower.
Thank you so much. In the middle of the room, emerging from the ceiling, coming down, we've got 10 ropes with little woolly covers. They're called sallies, I hear. But it's very rare to have 10 of these ropes in a village bell tower. You used to have 8. How does one go from 8 to 10 bells, Tony?
Well, it's a long story, and it takes a lot of effort. We took the bells out ourselves. We took them to London, where they were tuned. 2 new bells were cast to celebrate the millennium. And then we drove all our 10 bells down to the bell hangers in Bridport, where the new frame was built. And then that was all driven back by one of our friends on a 40-foot articulated lorry to Shrivenham. And we lifted it all back up into the tower. And we now have a very fine ring of 10, which is really quite unusual for a village.
It is. And how does one go about christening a new bell?
Well, you can do it various ways, but we chose to take the smallest of our new bells into the pub, the Prince of Wales. We lugged it up the step, or a quarter of a ton of it, and we turned it upside down and we filled it with beer.
Very good.
And then we invited the vicar to dispense it around everybody in the pub. And when it was empty, we felt the bell had been well christened.
Excellent, excellent. And is bell ringing still going strong in St Andrew's Church?
It's very, very lively, yes. We ring every Sunday, we ring every Monday for practice, we ring for weddings, sometimes for funerals, of course, special occasions.
Palm Sunday tomorrow?
Palm Sunday tomorrow. The donkeys will process down the high street to the sound of our bells. So, yes, it's very much part of village life and much appreciated by everybody.
Yes, run your life by the bells of St Andrew's Tower.
Certainly do.
Now, could you do BBC Radio Oxford a favour and ring us out, Tony?
We could. We only have 4 ringers up here. We've got Alan, Lucy, Julian and myself. Can we just ring 4 of our 10 bells for you?
Yeah, that would be lovely. And what are you going to ring?
We'll do some rounds, we'll do some call changes. You'll hear the changes being called, and then we will stand. Look to. Treble's going. Treble's gone.
Not amazing. On the odd occasion when I listen to the Archers and they're doing bell stuff, I always think, I'd like to move to the countryside and play with the church bells. And then I come to my senses. Lily Mitchell in Shrivenham. In the next half an hour, she'll be finishing her ascent of the bell tower of St Andrew's Church in Shrivenham. And she'll be soaking up the spectacular views from the rooftop across 5 counties. I have nothing wrong with the countryside. It's just that, you need a greater incentive to move there than to go and play with bells. Don't you? Well, I do, anyway. So we've been hearing from Lily Mitchell, who was up St Andrew's Church bell tower in Shrivenham. She was there on Saturday. And at the end of her last report, we left her clambering up the bell tower towards the roof.
I've come up in stages and I'm just making the last couple of feet up the final ladder of the 65-foot bell tower of St Andrew's Church. Clambering up out of the hole onto the top of the roof. I'm on the top of the tower. This is so exciting. Wow, what a view. Julian, do you get bored of this view?
No, never. No.
Alan, can you just establish what we're looking at in different directions and land points?
Well, if I look down to sort of southeast direction,
Yeah.
you can see White Horse Hill. And you can just,
can you check? Can you see the White Horse
it's
in the
just
hillside?
about.
Yeah.
Just about.
How
And
far
that's
away is
Uppington
that?
Castle. Oh, I would think that's probably about 4 miles. And then further.
So we go past the flagpole here
Oh,
at one
yes.
corner of the bell
That's
tower,
quite right.
and then over
and
to the.
Immediately below us, we have the village cricket ground. And
How's
and the-
Shrivenham doing?
Oh, well, at the moment, I don't suppose they've started yet, have they,
No.
Julian?
Has the cricket season started, Julian?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Next weekend is the first game, but it's
First game.
away.
And who is that away to?
Oh, Swindon.
Swindon.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
can we see Swindon?
Yes, we can. Just immediately behind the cricket and the Memorial Hall, you can see the town of Swindon in the distance with a very tall building, which is the Mary John Tower, which is right in the centre of Swindon.
Okay, so much more built up,
And there's the village of Highworth to the north,
and then
and then the wind farm.
the wind farm, which people drive along, and when they see it, they go, "Oh, yes,
Yes,
it must be near
yes.
Shrivenham. I've come home."
And it's certainly, they're all going round today. It's quite breezy up
It's
here,
quite
isn't it?
breezy. So, on a good day, Alan, can one see 5 counties?
Oh, well, certainly to the north you can see Gloucestershire and, of course, Oxfordshire, which we're in. We've got Wiltshire here. Berkshire is, well, whether you could see Berkshire,
What about the Chiltern Hills in Buckinghamshire? Very clear day. What do you think?
well, yeah,
There's
I reckon
something in the
those-
distance
yes, I
over
think
there.
That's probably right. That probably is.
With a
yes,
red kite
yes.
flapping around, that could
Yes.
be Buckinghamshire.
Yeah, that could. Oh, yeah, probably right.
Now, Julian, does everyone like? Well, first of all, how far do the sound of the bells travel?
Oh, I would say at least 2 miles, but it depends which direction the wind's in.
And does everyone enjoy hearing them? Do you think?
Yes, definitely, I think. Yes, we've never had, well, I say never, we haven't had any complaints for a long, long time about the bells, heaven forbid.
But because the biggest number of complaints actually come from people saying, "Hang on, I live my life by the quarter past the hour peal, and you've stopped them."
Exactly, yes. They're first to ring up Tony Crabtree if the clock doesn't chime at the right times. They miss it.
Julian Stevens, the church warden and a tenor bell ringer at St Andrew's Church in Shrivenham, who introduced Lily to some impressive views from the top of the bell tower, which you can see on our Facebook page at facebook.com/BBC Oxford. You can also, I'm just looking at it now, you can see up in the tower and the gorgeous views across 5 counties. Have a look, facebook.com/BBC Oxford.